I'm Kate Wall and I am here today doing some kids videos. Welcome to Gardening for Children for Brisbane City Council Libraries. So this is for kids for all ages and their parents or caregivers to join in. It's going to be a 3-part series. We're going to do 3 different upcycling projects using things you find around the house. Old shoes, tin cans, and even milk bottles. We're going to look at how we put these projects together, but we're also going to look at how we choose what sort of plant we put in it and how to care for the plant that we put in it. Now, this is a 3-part series, and the first one we're going to do is about shoes. Most families have some old shoes in the cupboard. If not, try your next door neighbour. Somebody will have old shoes that they're wanting to throw out. I've raided my next door neighbours here. These shoes here seem to be in pretty good nick. However, at the moment, with all the op shops closed, it's very hard to find a new home for things we're throwing out. So why not use them in the garden? Something like a sneaker here has lots of space inside to put soil, and it looks great with something nice and tall in it, like this snake plant. You could put those by the door and almost look like legs coming out of the plant, wouldn't it? And a shoe, I mean. So that's a fun thing you can do with sneakers. You can use boots, you can use all sorts of things. What you can't use is a shoe like this one. All of these holes, all the dirt's going to fall out. If you can't keep the dirt in, the plant can't grow in there. So this shoe is no good. We'll throw that one aside. But this collection here is absolutely fine. These old ones here were actually in the rubbish bin. And this is why. You can see the bottom is quite broken. They're past being able to wear. However, what I have done, and what I encourage you to do, is pour some water into the shoe. If the water leaks out, you've already got the holes you need for drainage. If the water doesn't leak out, you need to drill some holes. And I have drilled a hole in this. I only want a little hole, but we need a hole. And I've also done the same with these ones to drill a hole. This is a job for mum or dad, but you do need to drill a hole quite carefully, because after all, shoes are meant to be worn on our feet. There's lots of layers together in a shoe, so it can be hard to make a hole, and you need to do it safely with a drill. Now, looking at these 2 different shoes, they have very different spaces for the amount of soil we can fit in. This one's only got a little space for soil. This one, much bigger. And because this section here has a lot of space in it, we can even put some soil here. Now, in this one, I have already put some soil and put this Swedish ivy into the base. But I think we could put in a bit more soil so that I can also plant this spider plant. Now, you'll notice I have an old cloth on the table so that we can make a mess, because both gardening and craft projects are much more fun if you can make a mess. When you're putting soil into your shoe, push it right down so it fills out the shoe as if there's a foot in there. Because we don't want the shoe to look like it's all scrunched up. We want it to look nice and big and generous. Now that's full, I can put my plant in. That one there is done. And if we do a match with this one, we have a pair of shoes ready to sit somewhere, stuffing it right into the toe, somewhere that's not too hot. These 2 plants are both common indoor plants. They like a little bit of shade. They don't like to be out in the full sun. So put them by your back door or on your stairs, or even inside. These ones will go fine inside next to your wardrobe if you want to, so long as they're not getting full sun, but they're getting good bright light. So you can see how much soil we're putting into this shoe. There's plenty of room. You'll see in a minute, it's not so much room in that one. Now that I've got some soil in, I can poke this plant in. This is a cutting piece that we've taken from the garden. There's tiny little roots starting all along the stem here. So this is ready to grow into a new plant. And once I tuck it there into that shoe nice and securely, that's ready to go. And this one here is also a baby plant with some new roots coming. that's come off the parent plant. So this was one that I could do just using plants that I had in the garden, which is a great, cheap, easy way to do it. And there's a pair of shoes. This pair, on the other hand, don't have anywhere near as much space. So watch as I fill them up now, and you'll see it doesn't take anywhere near as much soil to fill the shoe. Look at that, those toes are full already. Now I can fill this space here because it will hold it there. If I put the soil up here, obviously it just runs down, so that's not going to work. It has to go down the bottom there. Now if I fill both shoes, you'll see what fun things we can do. There's still plants, there's always a plant for every situation, but there's certainly plants that we can use to grow in shoes that don't have a lot of soil space. And these are succulents. The reason we use succulents, I'm going to tuck this one along the back like that, is because they're happy to dry out. Where you don't have very much soil space, the soil gets very dry very quickly. So these are tough plants that don't mind drying out a little bit. But they also like lots of sun. How's that there? Nice succulent planters. Now these ones do like a lot of sun, so these ones you can put outside on the stairs where they get some sunshine. They will still need watering. All of these shoes will need watering every few days probably, because they can dry out fast. Because these ones are inside, they won't dry out as fast, but these ones every couple of days, just a little bit of water. Let's grab our water here, and just a little bit like this, and it's perfectly happy. Now do remember, when you're watering, we've put a hole in the bottom of these, so it will dribble out. There's our hole. Now I haven't put enough in here yet to dribble out. Oh, there it goes. But it will leave a wet patch, so if you've got them indoors, make sure you take them outside or put them in the sink to water them, so you don't leave a mess on the floor. That's our first project done. Go and see what old shoes, and ask permission. Don't use shoes that Dad wants to wear to work tomorrow. See what old shoes you've got and what fun you can have creating your own shoe planters. And then tune in for our next in this series, where we'll be looking at how to make a planter with a milk bottle. Bye kids.